Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to the penultimate round of our F1 Championship Edition career mode. Yes, we're back this weekend here for the Japanese Grand Prix. If you missed out on the video that went live a couple of days ago, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out because finally in this series, on this game, we scored our first ever World Championship points. 2 on the board out in Shanghai. I knew it would be one of our best chances all year to try and score. And it means that we are back ahead of Jacques Villeneuve in the World Championship. We're actually up at a P17 overall as well. It does mean now that every single team has scored points this season. So, you know, that's pretty good in Formula 1 as well. I always think, you know, it's a much better season if every single driver is able to score points. Having a look though at the top of the championship, Michael Schumacher could be world champion today. All he needs to do is finish, I believe, 5th place in this Grand Prix, and he will have done enough against Fernando Alonso for what will be his 9th world championship in this alternate universe. Ferrari, it really does feel like very, very rarely they've put a foot wrong this season. Also, we have been given the option by Midland to renew our contract ready for Season 3 as well. I'm going to hold off on doing that at the moment. I want to just wait and see whether we get any offers from some better teams. Williams and Red Bull, they're not interested in us, so I think really our best hope now is probably going to have to be BMW Sauber. But yeah, get yourself subscribed if you're new. A massive thank you to everybody for helping us tick over 6,000 subs as well on the channel. But yeah, Japan, one of the toughest tracks on the calendar. I just want to survive today.
Welcome to Suzuka, Japan for the penultimate qualifying session in the Formula 1 calendar. Suzuka is one of the most technical and demanding circuits, and qualifying on pole here is no mean feat. Session 1 is about to start, so let's get on with the action.
Well, I've said it many times before, F1 Championship Edition really does like to screw me over. Japan is the AI's probably strongest track in the entire game. They are just so good around here, and so far the entire weekend has been held in wet conditions. Honestly, if we get within about 2 seconds of anybody else here, it's going to be a bit of a miracle. I am trying to work behind the scenes as well, although there's no guarantee. I might be able to get my steering wheel to work with my PS3 as well, with a few little tricks. Obviously, James Early, one of my good friends, has recently started his F1 Championship Edition career mode. He's on a steering wheel. Boy, oh boy, does it make it look a whole lot easier. I could genuinely be tempted to invest in a Logitech G29, and now I know that it definitely works with this game. But that is a thought for another day. Anyway, then, about to start our first qualifying lap here from Suzuka. Like I said, I think unless the track conditions change rather rapidly here, which doesn't look like they will, yeah, I'm just going to try and get a few laps on the board. But like I said, this weekend, it's all about just trying to see if we can finish the race more than actually able to compete with other cars. Where's that BMW come from? How has Heidfeld found the grip to go around the outside of me through turn 2? And then how did I not even notice he was doing it? Come on, man. Get on with it if you're going to go past me. That bodes well. That bodes really well, doesn't it? I've taken about 3 cars out with me. Oh, this is going to be a rough weekend. Of course, the other annoying thing in this game is when the clock hits 0, the timer just ends immediately. And, well, unless we can set one of my greatest laps of all time, I don't think we're even going to be able to get a lap on the board in qualifying here. We've only got about 1:45 as we make our way through 130R. I'm still just going to try and go for most of a lap to build up the experience and the knowledge I can. But, I mean, Felipe Massa, Kimi Raikkonen at the front of the order, they have legitimately gone quicker in the wet than I could in the dry. And the cars span. And we've lost a rear wheel. This is just an awful circuit on this game.
Hello and welcome to Suzuka for what promises to be another exciting dose of Formula 1 action. This is the Japanese Grand Prix. The Suzuka circuit was originally built by Honda back in 1962 and was added to the Formula 1 calendar in 1987. Suzuka also has the distinction of being the only figure-of-8 circuit in F1. With 18 turns, 3.69 miles per lap and the SS complex of corners near the start, the drivers love it here at Suzuka. It's a clear day here at the moment, good visibility for the drivers. On pole is Felipe Massa. Second is Kimi Raikkonen. Third is Michael Schumacher. Fourth is Fernando Alonso. Montoya takes fifth. Jarno Trulli will start from P6. Giancarlo Fisichella is seventh. Heidfeld will start from 8th.
Well, at least for the time being then, the rain has abated the Japanese Grand Prix circuit, and hopefully it's going to stay like that throughout the rest of the GP. I've thrown in as much fuel into the car as I can on the off chance that the rain does come back, because then maybe it could save our strategy here. But like I said, the big goal today is just about trying to see if we can finish this one. Felipe Massa, though, lines up on pole. Of course, won last weekend out in Shanghai. But Fernando Alonso from P4, he has got his work cut out today if he wants to walk away with the victory. Kimi Raikkonen as well, of course, won this race last year from 17th on the grid. He will be looking to try and deliver another great result this afternoon. But yeah, Suzuka really can throw up some surprises on this game. Yep, that's pretty much the only goal I think we've got this afternoon. Let's do this thing. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix.
It seems like an age for the drivers waiting for the lights to signal the start of the race. The race is go, go, go!
Off to a pretty nice getaway in towards turn 1. We'll immediately jump Liuzzi and maybe get past another couple of cars by the time we get down to the first corner.
Massa leads out of the first turn. Behind him is Kimi Raikkonen. Next is Michael Schumacher.
Well, we seem to be able to get some really, really good starts then in this Grand Prix. Looks like, I think, Kimi Raikkonen temporarily led there, but Felipe Massa has found a way back past him as we wind our way up through the S's. We've just got to try and cover the apex as best as we can. There are a car out off wide as we make our way up through Dunlop. Is that going to create a little bit of a Constantina effect? So we make our way up towards the first of the Degners. Already our teammate trying to look for a move to potentially get back past me here. But if we can hold up some cars for at least a few laps in this GP, I'd be rather happy. Looks like Mark Webber's dropped back a little bit early on in the race as well. As again, Christian Albers there showing the nose. Bit of wheel banging on the exit, the hairpin there. But we've done all right then on lap 1. Of course, off them on this game, our starts have actually come out pretty nicely so far this year, as Alonso, I think, was trying to look for a move on Schumacher through the exit spoon, but already you can just see how much more confidence the AI have through some of the long flowing corners here. Admittedly, you know, we've only driven a Midland and a Super Aguri around this venue so far this season, but yeah, as we just try and cover off in towards 130R, the AI both have more cornering performance and straight line speed.
You should have optimum grip levels now.
There are very few places where we seem to actually be competitive around here. The Casio Triangle, though, is definitely one of them, as it looks like Schumacher, I think, has dropped back early on. In fact, is Schumacher out of it? Where is it? I can't see him on the mini-map anywhere. So not... Oh, I'm too busy looking at that. Damn it, man.
The field looks like this. Massa is first. Raikkonen is second. Michael Schumacher third. Fourth is Alonso. Montoya fifth. Trulli sixth. Barrichello is seventh. And Fisichella eighth. He's down from seventh.
Well, there we go then. When I should have my eyes on the road for the third time in, I think, 4 races, I made a really stupid error. At least this time round, we haven't taken another car out with me. But yeah, that might well be the last time we see really the AI in this race. That'll be a slowdown, I would assume. We're going to get away with that? Apparently we are. Oh, we got a car gone. Oh, a bit of oil being dropped there down at 130R as well. That was a bit scary. But we will get around then. I think that was E-Day. And that's not exactly what the Japanese and Super Aguri team would have wanted. Of course, that team basically set up for Japan, and they are the first retirement. Well, this lap then has felt like a really, really good kind of tidy representative of the amount of pace I've got in the car around this venue. Green Sector 1, Green Sector 2. We will do a 138.7. We lost about a second to Sato in front of me, and we're still running 3 seconds slower than what Felipe Massa and Kimi Raikkonen were able to do in Q1. That was in the rain. How does this game make any sense? Oh, we got more oil down. Try and get off the racing line as best as we can. No idea where the oil is. I hope I just hit it. If I haven't hit the oil, no idea what I did hit then. There it actually is. I think it's Jarno Trulli then, so another Toyota. Well, this time around, sorry, a Toyota. Another Japanese car out of the Grand Prix. BAR having a pretty terrible time as well here. I don't think either of their cars made Q3. So there must be some kind of Japanese curse this weekend. Oh, what's going on here? No idea what's happened. There's a huge plume of smoke up, and, well, Luizzi is down then into P19. We've closed in on him and Sato quite dramatically. No idea what's happened there. There we go. Starting to get first cars into the pit lane then. Mark Webber into the pits there, and David Coulthard will just about re-emerge out in front of me. So we're not a million miles away. I mean, even if there was rain late on and we could stretch that period, we wouldn't be on for points or anything like that still. But for the first time ever, starting to feel like I'm getting into a rhythm here. Still not quick, but at least consistent. There we go, starting to see more cars peel into the pit lane. Unless we hear any update about the rain, we're probably going to dive in pretty soon as well. At least temporarily, we're going to be back into P18. Yeah, like I said, I think just the team are expecting us to finish like 18th, 19th in races. So as long as we finish this one, we'll probably go a lap down, I would guess. But like I said, just see the flag. Oh, we got more oil. We got more oil. Where's that going to be then? So Mark Webber will go by me. That's a BAR gone. Jenson Button now is out of the Grand Prix. So all three of your Japanese teams have lost a car then in this Grand Prix. This is definitely some kind of Japanese curse this weekend. They're just befallen all of them. It's Mark Webber. How early do you want to be on the brakes there into the final corner, sir? Not really trying to battle with the Williams man, but he's just very oddly slow. The GOAT team just confirming that we can dive into the pit lane at the end of this lap, and I'm sure Mark Webber will be very, very happy about that news, because, well, we've had a good battle with him. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely losing time, stuck behind us. Into the pit lane we will come then, just over half distance in this Grand Prix, and still feeling fairly happy with the way the pace has been so far. Even if we finish last, P19 here, I think we would honestly take. To be honest, it's basically just basically just completely dependent on kind of how well some of the other cars do. So there we go. 8 seconds stop. That's got to be one of my best ever on this game, and I managed to do that, somehow butchering one of the options there as well.
More grip. They'll soon heat up and turn green on the indicator.
Like I said, I'm sure we'll end up going a lap down in this race for those Ferraris. They're running about kind of 5 seconds a lap faster than me. But let's just try and see the flag. We'll set some really, really quick lap times then towards the end of this race. A 37.7. We're actually not really losing any time at all to Sato towards the end of this race. But 5 laps to go.
Over the last few laps, and the clouds that were threatening rain have cleared. It looks like the sun will be out until the end of this Grand Prix.
Yay! F1 Championship Edition. Sometimes it doesn't hate me. Sometimes. No. Oh, really just trying to push towards the end of the GP there, and a little bit of an error as we came out of the hairpin. I think that's honestly my first big mistake in this race up to that point, and annoyingly, we weren't going to get Sato by the end, but we were getting pretty close to him here. Michael Schumacher, though, he has been brutally consistent, not only throughout this entire championship, but also here at Suzuka, and he's worked his way, I believe, to the front of the order as well. Fernando Alonso is still giving chase to both of those Ferrari cars, but Schumacher now is 1 lap away from becoming a 9-time Formula 1 world champion. An absolutely ridiculous statistic that, you know, I certainly don't think we're going to see in real life Formula 1 anytime soon there. 1 more lap to go then for Michael Schumacher. This was, of course, the scene of his greatest disappointment.
Lap for race leader Michael Schumacher. It's been a very dominant performance all round from Ferrari. Everyone involved with the team must be ecstatic that they're running 1 and 2.
Yep, Felipe Massa following the Michael around as well on this final lap. But of course, yeah, this was the venue of one of Michael's greatest disappointments. A mechanical failure basically gifted Fernando Alonso the World Championship when they went to Brazil for the season finale. But today, the script has been flipped here. I want to let him by, but I have to make sure I do it in quite a sensible place as well, because I don't want to screw myself over here. A little bit gutted that that spin is going to mean I'm going to end up a lap down in this Grand Prix, but ultimately, yeah, as long as we get to the checkered flag, I think we can be pretty happy still. It genuinely, it's the first time ever I've come to Suzuka, and although through practice and qualifying I still felt absolutely terrible, in race trim, honestly, I feel like I've actually found quite a good rhythm around this venue, was trying to let Felipe Massa by as well in towards the final few corners. Ultimately, yeah, like I said, I think if we nailed it, we might have been able to beat Sato, but still, Liuzzi, Christian Albers as well, much, much quicker than me throughout the entirety of the Grand Prix there. Here comes Alonso, trying to have a look down the inside in towards 130. Oh! That was not quite what I wanted to do there. We'll try and let him by in towards the final few corners. There you go. No, Alonso still not going to make that happen there. Michael Schumacher, though, is going to win the Japanese Grand Prix.
Schumacher powers across the line to take top spot on the podium. Massa will hang on to finish in second.
And there we go then. Michael Schumacher, a 9-time F1 world champion.
This really is a magnificent circuit, and it always brings us a fascinating race. It's an incredible challenge for any Grand Prix team to get the car balanced around here, and that makes for fantastic action and plenty of surprises. The Japanese appetite for Formula One is as strong as ever, with 3 Japanese-owned teams in the running, and so we embark on our final trip over the Pacific Ocean to Sao Paulo, Brazil, for the final round of the 2006 Formula One season. We say sayonara and join us in 2 weeks' time when we bring this season to a close. Thanks for joining us and goodbye.
Well, there we go then, with all the Japanese drivers and teams on the grid. It was only Ralf Schumacher that was able to bring his Toyota home for a P7 finish there. Jenson Button, Jarno Trulli and Yuji Ide all out of the Grand Prix this afternoon. We did end up the only car 1 lap down, but there we go. Michael Schumacher with 1 race remaining, a 21-point buffer. Alonso, like we said, is actually more likely to be under threat from Massa by the end of the season. Montoya jumps Button, Ralf Schumacher jumps Nico Rosberg. With that result, we are still up in P17 as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back ready for the season finale out at Interlagos.